Well, I managed to take the boys up to catechism and I said hello to Jesus. He blessed me today. The daily missal readings was there, and also the daily reflections, one bread, one body was there. So I was literally so happy I had to thank him. So I stood there thanking him. And then I walked home in the freezing cold, which was fun.
It is really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Attracting the male gaze, that is, attracting a man's eye, whether it be a new man who may potentially be your husband, or your current man, your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband, who you feel like has not looked at you in a way that you would like him to look at you, like you are a feminine, beautiful woman of God, then this video is for you. If you're new to my channel, I'm Ina Cecilia with The Little Way, where we talk about homemaking encouragement. I show modest fashion tips. I cover everything that I think Catholic women are looking for, wives, mothers, all of the above. This channel is for you. So go ahead and subscribe, like this video so that YouTube knows that you enjoy content like this and will continue to show you my videos. And then, of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. I'm going to keep it simple with my video today. I'm making simple banana bread, not a complex recipe by any means, because I really want you to focus on the messaging today. I know there are women who it's painful to ask, or there are women who maybe this is for your adult daughter. Maybe this is for that cousin you have who you feel like you need to share something that will open her eyes and her ears because she's lonely. Maybe you are that woman who you've been married for however many years, you're postpartum, and you want to feel like your husband feels like you look beautiful like the first day that you two met. I recognize that I am not going to make some people happy with the things I say, or I am going to oversimplify it. And I am fully aware and fully prepared for women to give me some rebuttals in the comments, and I'm okay with it because it humbles me, it helps me to learn. But there are some women who need to hear this. There are some women who are going to hear this and watch this video and say, thank God someone said it, because I've been thinking it as well, and I really just need more voices saying the very obvious, the simple things. So I figured that this voiceover goes perfectly with, again, the video that I'm creating, because most things in life are very simple. The best things in life are simple, and we don't need to complicate it. So I'm also going to share that I realize this isn't the end all be all. The advice I'm going to be giving is not going to help you keep a husband. It's only going to get you so far, and then you do have to put a little more time, thought, energy, and prayer into the rest of it. But for those women who feel like, men aren't looking at me, or the wrong men are looking at me, I never get asked out on a date, my husband, it's like I don't even exist. I want to give you 3 tips that will drastically improve your situation. The first one is to simply smile. That's right. A smile goes a long way. It makes you appear happy. And I know there are some women thinking, well, I'm just not happy. Well, you have to try. I've said this in other videos. You have to show God you're willing to do some of the work and then put it into his hands. So offer smiles. It's really, really basic. It's not rocket science. A smile shows you're warm, that you have a good attitude. The next thing is to make eye contact with people, and I'm going to pair it with something else. Say good morning or good afternoon. So I'll use my favorite example, the grocery store, or maybe you're at work. Look at people in the eyes, say good morning, give them a smile, and that goes a really long way. Do it over and over again to everyone you meet, and you would be amazed at how people treat you, how it feels good, you have a glow, and it just becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, you might not notice that one person noticed, but you'll start to notice that down the road, Everyone notices, 10 people notice, 100 people notice, and they will comment on it. You're always so happy. You're always so sweet. You're always so kind. It invites people. It makes them think you're not scary, that you're warm, that you're approachable. The third thing, I mean, it's technically the fourth, but I'm clumping those two together, those ones that I mentioned in 1 and 2. This is quasi-controversial, but if you've watched my other videos, this won't surprise you. Wear a dress. Put on a nice dress. You will feel so good. I know there are skeptics out there. There's some people saying, you lost me. I can smile. I can greet people good morning. But if you're already doing that, that's within your comfort zone. Maybe this is the last thing that really sets you over the edge. It's the last thing that makes men take a second look at you. It makes men feel that much more comfortable envisioning you in their lives in a different way, envisioning who you are to them like never before. I'm going to pause really quickly to remind everyone, registration is now open for the Mary and Elizabeth community. If you like videos like this where we talk real talk about faith and womanhood, and we discuss topics that you won't necessarily hear in the break room, you won't necessarily hear at your family functions, you're almost too embarrassed to ask about them or talk about them, then that is the place for you. And it costs less than you pay for Netflix. Just saying. I'll talk about it more later. Next, here I am making, this is also kind of controversial, but I'm making bone broth hot cocoa. And this recipe, I'm going to just tell you, my children did not know it had bone broth in it. It had all of the benefits of bone broth, but my children had no clue. So I basically just cooked my bones in my Instant Pot, which you can do in your crock pot. I did not season them at all, no salt, no nothing. And then I added, once that was done, I put it in my pot with some cacao powder. I added some maple syrup. I stirred it around, and it was so creamy and delicious. And I would serve it again, over and over again to my children, and they would not know, and they would ask for more. So I highly recommend it. I would season it with your syrup to taste whatever you think you would enjoy. I want to go back to what we were talking about. I just wanted to share my little recipe here because I get a lot of questions about this. Most things in life are that simple. Smile, look people in the eyes, say good morning, wear a dress. And they require little to no effort. And we should be teaching our children this. We should be teaching young women this. So many people are very lonely, and it doesn't take as much as they think. And if we normalize it and encourage them and show them that it doesn't have to be impossible, that the formula goes back to our grandparents and our great-grandparents, then they will be that much happier for it. So if you enjoyed tidbits like this, and I'm sharing 5 benefits about dressing modestly that are game changers, I think they will make you feel more confident if that is something that you're discerning, something you feel that God is calling you to do. And I guarantee you will agree with all 5 of these ideas. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Ina Cecilia with The Little Way. We talk about Catholic homemaking, Catholic encouragement in all areas of your life. Whether you're a wife, a mother, a single lady, I give you style tips with a Catholic perspective. We make some food together, and we're just hanging out like friends. So if you like this video, definitely subscribe to my channel to get more content like this video, and leave a comment telling me what you learned, what you're looking for. If any of this resonated with you, that tells YouTube that you want to see more of this content. YouTube can be tricky with these kinds of things and the algorithms. So if you want to see more of this, then you'll want to leave a comment, and then of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. All right, let's get to it because I know you're intrigued. What are some 5 things that I learned about modest dressing? 5 benefits, 5 amazing things I noticed. The first thing I noticed is specifically with feminine dressing. So with modest dressing, there are some controversial ideas. if you're fully covered up, does that mean you're dressing modestly? Not necessarily, because if you're wearing a skin tight dress where it basically looks like painted on clothing, if you are wearing leggings, there are many, and I am one of them, there are many people who say that is not modest because it will influence the posture of not just your heart, but others' hearts. So those who are looking at you, is it leading them to think lustful thoughts, leading them to sin? We could go down this rabbit hole about that, but that's not the focus of this video. However, I do want to sit on the topic of modest dressing as it pertains to more modest dresses, skirts, such as this. You know, I'm not wearing a lower deep neckline with this dress. It's not super skin tight. So that general category, and I will share a few image examples in this video next to me here. But I noticed that I felt more feminine and people treated me better. I know that sounds strange, but it's paired with the confidence that I started to carry as I was wearing things that made me feel more beautiful, but also people noticed, and therefore I will say that the quality of compliments I have received has been much better, has made me feel like I have more dignity. I'm going to share a brief anecdote with you. The first time I ever got catcalled, whistled at, was when I was 13 years old. I inherited from my older cousins these dark red leather pants. Now, I just thought they were leather pants. I didn't have very many clothes. I wore that with some red flowy paisley blouse, and I thought it was fine. I walked from one store to the next looking for my mom because I was 12. You know, she let me go into a store on my own, and so I went to go find her in the grocery store, and I heard a window go down and men in a car were catcalling me, whoa, or whatever it is that they said. I was totally freaked out. And that was the moment when I discovered that that is something that I should maybe expect depending on what I wear. Now then, fast forward, I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I am not proud of some of the ways that I've dressed in the past, but now I feel like I have learned a lot from those mistakes, and I want to inspire not just women younger than me, but women who are my age, women who are older. If you are at all wondering if you will get different responses from not just men but women in how you dress when you are out in public, and that you will actually feel good when they talk to you a certain way. Wow, that you look really nice today. You look great. Instead of something that feels demeaning and derogatory. It is so much easier and better to smile at those people who give you a compliment and say, thank you, that's so nice of you to notice. And you feel like you are gracefully accepting a compliment instead of being freaked out and thinking everyone is a creeper. So that is one thing I learned about dressing more modestly, is that I actually felt like people were giving me sincere compliments, not just trying to get in bed with me. The second benefit I found from dressing more modestly has to do with that time of the month. I noticed that I felt more comfortable during that time of the month because I didn't feel so bloated. I did not feel gross trying to squeeze into jeans that I normally feel good in. But during that time of the month, I have, a little extra pooch. And I know that has to do with diet as well, but your hormones, let's just face it. You could be the most slim, slender person, and that time of the month, you feel bloated. You just feel yucky. And so wearing dresses, wearing flowier, looser, but still feminine, beautiful clothing made me feel like even if I did not feel super great, I didn't feel constricted. I still felt like I looked nice. And that really did a number on my self-esteem. I felt like I could still continue with my day. I could almost ignore it. And I noticed that by using these little tricks in my mind, I actually could ignore the fact that it was that time of the month for me, and I could continue with serving my family, serving my community, whatever it is I need to do. Now, again, disclaimer, and leave me a comment. how you treat these times of the month, because I know that there are a lot of women who are starting to take those back and say, there's a reason that we have that time of month, and we should not continue to proceed the way men do in the corporate world, in the traditional workforce. And we have been conditioned to think that we should still continue as if that doesn't exist. But I know that there are still things that need to get done in the home, and we can't necessarily go in the red tent or lie in bed all day. So I would love to know how you spend those times, how you show yourself that care. Do you pray? Do you meditate? What are some herbal remedies that you have? Share those in the comments below. The third benefit that I found is something that I know not everyone's going to agree with. And I already know there's going to be women who say, well, that's great for you, but that doesn't really work for me, but I do have a solution. So I found that dressing more modestly solves the problem I personally have with undergarments, particularly in this top area. That's right. I'm just going to say it. I am one of those women who I don't love wearing a bra. I just think they are uncomfortable, especially the ones with the enclosures in the back. And then if they're not lined up properly, or if they dig into the back of your skin, or one rips off. And so for a long time, I tried to find the ones that had no wiring, had the pads sewn in. If they had pads in them, I could just slip it over like a sports bra and be done with it. But they're still not the most comfortable. So I love that more modest clothing lends to wearing a sports bra, or dare I say, not having to wear that undergarment. Because if I'm wearing a sweater, in fact, I have one right here that I love. So when I wear a sweater like this, it's so much easier for me to still look nice and polished, but it's not so skin tight that everyone has to, everyone will notice whether or not I am wearing the right undergarments, or quite frankly, not wearing them at all. And it's worth pausing to think about how that industry has made so much money from designing the t-shirt bra, the strapless bra, the racer back, all of these different styles, so that the clothing that we are wearing over it will perfectly mesh with the undergarments. Otherwise, you look tacky and it doesn't look right, and it's not the most flattering. Well, if we're wearing clothing that doesn't necessarily need to go perfectly with the perfect undergarments, then it's a non-issue. So that's definitely, if anything, this is the one tip that I think will be something that women will say, yep, I'm in, I agree, hate bras. Again, leave me a comment if you too are not a big fan and you are looking for an out, whatever that may be. The fourth benefit I did not realize until a few days ago. If you dress modestly from as early as you can, so let's say you're 20 and you want to look chic and stylish, and you are wondering if when you are 30, your style's gonna change, or you're 30 now, in your 30s, and you're wondering if one day you're gonna look frumpy by dressing your age because you're over the Daisy Dukes, you're over the crop tops, or you're 40, you're in your 40s, and you are tired of wearing the leggings, but again, you don't wanna look like you are just this outdated, out of touch. You still want to feel stylish and chic, and you want to feel like you're aging gracefully. Have you ever considered the fact that if you develop your signature style, and that is a modest style, people will notice much less when you go through these new decades and these new seasons of life? It's not like you're going to go from wearing these tiny little tank tops, size 00 jeans that show, your entire stomach, then have a baby, and then all of a sudden you're wearing a tent. It's so much more subtle. It seems like you have always had a classic, intentional look that just carries through the decades, through the years. And then when people look back on your life, when you look back on your life, what are people going to say about you? What are you going to think of yourself? She always looked so nice. She always looked so put together. She always had this signature style. And so it's not as drastic. It's not as shocking when people see you go from being young and flirty to suddenly being this old maid. You have always had this dignified, poised presentation, and it's not like you ever faltered when it came to trends. The last benefit I'll go over today is that I have felt more beautiful. When I dress modestly, I feel like I truly am serving God by behaving and looking like a daughter of Christ. I don't feel like I am dressing one way on the weekend when I'm out on a Saturday night or on a Tuesday, and then Sunday, that's when I wear my modest clothing. The fact that it is part of my everyday shows that I am telling God, yes, I want to be this person all week long, every day, not just so that I don't get weird looks and feel awkward at Mass if I don't dress that way. No, I'm gonna dress that way on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and every day, because what am I waiting for? I want to show you, Lord, that I treasure your daughter that you created, and that is me. So I hope you enjoyed these 5 benefits. I hope that they got your wheels turning. If you are discerning, if things are percolating up there, and now I have said at least one thing that you are now, it's transforming your heart and making you think, that's it, I'm ready, which I have heard recently. And so I'm so excited for all you ladies who really are experiencing transformation because of the things that we are sharing in community. Then I'm so glad. I highly encourage you to join me. Let's keep that conversation going. I have launched the Mary and Elizabeth community. We're meeting once a month. It is less than you pay for monthly subscription to Netflix and other streaming services. But guess what? You get way more out of it. So don't hold back. Even if you cannot make the live calls, there will be recordings available to you. You can, journal and take notes. We can hop on the next call and we can discuss your thoughts then. I'm open to topics that you want to discuss, it could be from natural family planning to being a Catholic business owner. We are going to talk about so many things as it pertains to being a Catholic woman, from health to family to business, all of the above. And so I hope to see you there. I have a link down in the description.
Hey y'all. My headache is still here. It went away for a little while after I took some medicine. So I walked the boys to the church and I got the book that the secretary had saved for me. And I then saw that they had the reflection books out, so I grabbed a reflection book too because I really like those reflection books, as you guys know. I use them daily. It's right here. There's this big lump right here, right behind my ear on the right side. It was the same lump I had yesterday on the left side. Right there. It's so bad and it hurts. And it's causing a migraine on this side of my head tonight. Actually, all day. I can't even have my second boost. I'm just going to have my concoction and I'm going to brush my teeth and go to bed. That's how bad my headache is. But I wanted to talk because I haven't. Tomorrow is Thursday. Now, hopefully, when I wake up, I'm not dizzy or headachy, so I can actually do boiled eggs tomorrow, which is my plan. I'm planning on getting up tomorrow. Hopefully I'm not sick. I feel like I'm getting sick again though. I don't understand. How many flus can you get in a season? How many? This is 4 or 5 now? It's a record for me. Back to back, one right after another.
You can still use it.
Anyway, I'm going to be brushing my teeth as soon as I take my concoction. And then I'm going to be going upstairs and I'm going to be going to bed. So Hopefully, I feel better tomorrow. I'm praying that that's the case because I really just cannot stand being like this anymore. I know it's only been like 2 days, but still, I hate it. I like waking up and cooking. I like it. And I hate when I can't. So, I'm praying that tomorrow I wake up and it's all gone. There's no more pain. There's no more headache or migraine. No more dizziness, nausea. All gone. I'm hoping that's the case. No more lump in the back of my neck. That'd be nice. So, love y'all. See you in the morning, hopefully. If not, I'll see you when I get up. Later for now. God bless. Good night. Talk to you soon.